We're just gonna start chatting. Hey guys, Kaylee with Next Move Motor City. I'm here with Everett Welch, and he just started an amazing local handyman company, and so I wanted to have him on here and just chat about kind of his background and how you got started.
Yeah,
so tell me a little bit.
I moved to Michigan in 2020.
That's how we got connected, by the way.
Yeah,
I was his agent.
Yeah, she
yeah,
was my
so
realtor, my agent.
we've been connected ever since,
Yeah.
right? We kind of run into each other at Veterans Connected events and all that stuff.
It's been great. Started doing, I've been doing apartment maintenance for almost 9 years. And I realized doing that I can take those skill sets and start my own thing.
That probably teaches you like everything there is to know about fixing all the things.
I got like the general knowledge of everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do this on my own.
Right.
And I was like, this is a good opportunity. And I have a friend who's in the business. So like we work together. And I was like, my job that I had previously, my full-time job paid well, but I was like, I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
Make a little bit more off of it and still enjoy what I do, because I didn't so much enjoy like the corporate overhead. You know?
Absolutely.
Hey, I got, do this, and then you don't do it, and then things happen, and now I don't.
And the hours were probably crazy, right? Did you do like 24-hour shifts or like overnight on-call stuff?
Yeah, overnight on-call every other week.
Okay.
And so that affected the work life, like the home life. My kids have a sporting event. It's like I could go, but if I get a call. And,
sure.
As a coach, it kind of looks weird when you,
like,
oh, sorry, gotta go.
Right.
And like the home life is like scheduling vacations, all those things, all were affected by that.
Absolutely.
On-call schedule. And so now I don't, I've been doing it now for a week and a half, and it's like the stress levels went from like here to like, yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's
been a week and a half, that's it?
Yeah. I quit my full-time job February 28th, and I started that next Monday.
Okay.
And like, it worked out because that first Friday in March, I had something to do, and I was like, well, I got to be done by 3:30. And I'm like, yeah.
Right. It seems like your books have been filling up super fast. I know we were trying to get this interview like on the books since last week, and it's like, all right, I'm for here, and then I'm for here. Well, I'm not for here, so like, you've been booking up pretty fast.
The jobs have been coming in, and the sunshine outside has really
super helpful.
People have been going outside and like, oh, my deck is not good. Like, we need something, so they post on their I'm on like all the local towns Facebook.
Oh, sure,
events.
like Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, I'm on like the Heartland Matters and the Brighton Happenings and all those, and like people are like, oh, my deck is in bad shape. I need someone. I'm like, oh, hey,
right,
I could do that. Right. And or just simple things. You get a single mom that needs a door jam that the door don't shut. She's trying to put her kids to bed, shuts the door squeaks. I'm like, I can fix that.
And that's like, seriously, like people don't really even think that you can hire stuff like that out. You've got exactly the squeaky door that's super annoying and no time to fix it because you're busy. And just call you real quick and you can be over there.
Usually, I would ideally like my schedule to be like next day, but
I'm
happy now. Like, I'm sorry, I can't come for 2 weeks. I'm happy saying that. I mean, it's bad for the customer, but it's like I started this and I just kind of flooded in like instantly. My wife has been a huge help. She's on all the local mom pages.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I love her. She's a great cheerleader.
She's been posting on those like every time a mom is like, I need whatever. And she's like, oh, check out Beardly Believable Repairs. They'll help you out. And it's just been one after another consecutively. So cool. And I mean, I didn't think it was going to explode to this degree. And it's only getting better. Like I started at the right time in the start of spring. So I don't think you could start a business at a better time. I was like,
for sure.
Because people are starting to go outside and like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like that. And like I said, I do a little bit of everything. I just did a deck repair a couple days ago. I just came from a drywall job this morning, and I installed a drop sink for someone. No, that was yesterday. Drywall was yesterday, and I installed not a drop sink, a utility sink.
Okay.
This morning, like it's just little things. You'll be like, I need this, and like, but
And I know me as like an agent, like sometimes that's the hardest part to find someone to come do that stuff, right? Yeah. Like, I could call a contractor to come fix this little hole in the drywall, but they're going to be like, I can get there in a month, maybe, and it's not really worth my time. So those jobs are really hard to find. So you are perfect to fill that little gap in the space there, right?
It's like those things, like them little small drywall patches I've done, like I said, I've been in for a week and a half.
I'm sure you've done hundreds
of apartments,
them.
I've done hundreds, and then in the last week and a half, I've done probably 10. And like, someone's like,
the number one call you seem to be getting right now is drywall repair.
I fell or something happened, and I there's a hole in the wall.
My dog put their head through the wall. That happened to me
kids
once.
throw toys. That was one. My kid threw a
Yeah,
baseball
sure.
at me and it went through the wall, and I'm like, it's an
No
outside
fun.
hobby.
Right. So in apartment maintenance, you probably saw like some crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I mean, apartment maintenance is its own. It's its own thing.
I bet it is.
I mean, you've got the good residents, and then the ones that never call you, and like then when you do call you, like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
And then you've got the ones that call every day for, my light bulb's out, or my bathroom light's flickering, or I clogged my toilet again. And I was like, I just learned everything from that, and I started that in 2016-ish.
Okay.
And I've just been grabbing knowledge as I go, and I'm like, I can do so much more with this and get out into my community. Because I mean, I'm new here. Like, I've been here almost 5 years now, so I'm not new. But it's like I still don't. Like, people's like, oh, I live over off of whatever road and whatever road. I'm like,
let me Google that.
Okay,
really quick.
and like, I don't know what that means,
sure.
but now that I'm actually getting out into the community, like, it's starting to make more. And now I know where the towns are.
Yeah.
That was.
And I've loved seeing that for you guys. Like, y'all have really become like a super important part of our community.
Yeah,
I feel like I love seeing how involved Kayla is in things and the kids. And
it was important to get plugged in. And I mean, this has been working because I'm going to try to start working more with, I'm trying to get involved with like the Catholic Charities Organization. But the Catholic Charities Organization, I've been talking to them here and there, but we've been kind of playing phone tag, to kind of help out. Obviously my business strategy is I have to make a business, so I got to support my family.
Absolutely.
But if I could do a couple jobs for the Catholic Charities, and just help them out, I've got no problem doing that.
And you've been involved with Veterans Connected too, right?
Veterans Connected's been
stuff with them.
I've been doing stuff with them. I've been trying to find more organizations that my skill sets can help.
Absolutely.
But I also have just started, so it's been It's been interesting.
So if you guys know of any organizations that could use an awesome handyman, feel free to reach out to him.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff should people reach out, or like, can they or should they reach out to? What's your bread and butter? Obviously, drywall repair.
Drywall repairs, painting, basic electrical. Like, I'm not rewiring your house or your shed, but if your outlet isn't working or your light switch don't work, I can replace that. Hang a new fixture.
Right. Hey, realtors, all those open ground outlets that we have, or the GFIs that are missing that we need for those VA appraisals, you can do those for sure.
Minor, like, what I like to tell a lot of people is like, it's your honey-do list things that aren't getting done. It's like, I need you to do whatever, and it's like, there's a spot in the ceiling that needs painted.
Sure.
I'll come.
Gutter clean outs, probably things like that. Like, that's a huge one.
I have found there is a big thing for dead deer removal.
Interesting. I would not have thought that.
I've gotten 2 calls for those in a week and a half. My buddy has been a general
I would not thought to call a main, like,
no, because like usually you call whoever and it's like
pest control or something. Maybe I don't know.
It's like I just go and I just pick it up, put it in a bag, put it on my car, and take it away. And like, it's
back to the woods, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it just make it disappear. It's off their property. And
interesting.
I've gotten 2 calls for that, and I'm like, okay.
So people find them though. Like, when my husband used to do landscaping, he found one like that had tucked itself up against a house. It must have been old or something, and it just passed away. And they just found this giant 12-point buck laying in someone's flower bed in the spring.
The one I had last week was in a subdivision. It must have just been crossing the road at the wrong time, and a car hit it, and it landed in some guy's yard.
Oh my goodness!
Like, I need this out. I'm like,
yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So pretty much anything that you ask your husband to do, or a buddy to do that they don't have time for
and
sure.
And if it's something I don't know how to do, I'll tell you up front, like, hey, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But there's a cool YouTubes that can teach a lot, and I've learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
And I want to give back to the community as much as possible. Like, obviously, like I said, I need to make my family happy, and I got to support my family, but I also don't want to overcharge the community. So I try to make my rates and my charges affordable to everybody. So, I mean, I haven't been turned down for a job yet, so I'll take that as a W. Yeah. At least I'm doing something right.
So is Facebook like the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Facebook, or you can call me. My phone number is 402-547-8243.
I'll make sure to put that in the comments. So
I cannot flash your card up at the end.
Get that all the information.
Facebook is a good tool. I got an email. It's beardlybelievable@yahoo.
Okay.
But a phone call is the easiest, or a text, email, Facebook message. I got those things. I'm working on the website, but that's gonna come when I get a little bit more successful,
Yeah.
because that's a cost.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, that's a cost I didn't know was coming.
No, I can help you with that for much more affordable. So we'll
And,
chit chat. I can definitely help you there.
And it's been interesting to see how like I just told my wife in January, I was like, I think I'm just gonna
Try it.
go on my own, and she's
Yeah.
like, okay, and I did. I was like, I'm going in full speed, and I gave my job I've been at for 4.5 years. I'm like, hey, I'm out.
It's like the scariest part, though, right? When you finally like burn the boats, as we say, and you're just like, I'm all in, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
and
my company was super cool with everything. Like, we're so proud of, like, give us your contact, so if we need something, we can call you in as a vendor.
That's awesome.
And I was like, well, that's a pretty powerful tool. And,
I love that you already have like hats and stuff made.
Yeah,
like,
that was those were expenses that weren't necessary, but I was like,
I like it though.
Hats. I have a shirt on the back, and I bought business cards.
Super cool.
I was like, I figured those small things aren't needed, but people see you walk around the store with the shirt on, and like, oh,
yeah, I actually need that guy.
I do have a hole in my wall. Like, I'll call this guy. Or I got a dead deer in the front yard. I'll come and get it anytime. You can call me or text me anytime.
Yeah.
I mean anytime. Like,
perfect.
I try not to do the overnight things, but if it's the middle of the night and you got a leak, plumbers cost a fortune.
Right. I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
Like, I can at least come and get your water off and then reevaluate for
good to know.
Much cheaper than a plumber would.
Very cool.
I find it important to find an affordable repair service, because I mean, I grew up, my mom was a single mom. She didn't have someone she could call at whatever time, and so many times we went out without a stove. But it's like, just trying to be a good person is what it is. Like, I'm not going to come in and try to, for lack of a term, screw you out of money. So I was like, I'm going to try to make it affordable, but I'm also
you have to try to profit.
I got to make a little profit, but I tried to keep everything affordable to people.
I think
that's
that's
what
super
I'm trying
honorable
to do.
for sure.
And some people like, that's not a good business strategy. I'm like, well, that's not your business strategy. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll see what happens.
Right, exactly.
And
I mean,
so
the
far
blessings can follow. I mean, if you're just a good person, I feel like if you put good things out there.
I believe karma is a big thing. So you put out good karma, you're going to receive good karma. And
absolutely.
I have found through this that a lot of people that let's say a lot, in the last week, 2 or 3 of those people have called me back. Hey, you did a great job patching that drywall. Can you hang this door? I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Very cool.
You need to buy this door? And they're like, cool, I'll buy it. I'll have it here.
Yeah.
I just need you to come put it in. I'm like, perfect. And it's just small, work will make more work. That's what my buddy has been telling me. And it has been proven just in the week and a half. It's like,
get out there and do the things, and more will come to you.
Or as you're in there, they're like, well, while you're here, can you take a look at whatever? And I'm like, yeah. I can go home. I'll set up a little quote, and right now my quotes are text message, so they're not official. But that's the next step, is to figure out
piece by piece, right? You just start. You just got to do the work, and the rest will fall in place.
I'm getting the starting processes, so I know that QuickBooks will be my next purchase with the business, because then I can actually send a quote instead of hey, by the way, it's going to be whatever, and via text message. But a lot of the people, every person that I have worked for, I told them, like, I knew.
Yes.
So what I'm doing doesn't seem right, but I am insured, and I am a licensed LLC, not licensed, but I am an official LLC. Sure. I do have that paper. I do have that. So I was like, I am a real business. I just don't have a paper copy yet.
I understand.
So my quotes are a text message or a phone call. Yeah. Usually I put it in text message or an email, so that it seems a little bit more.
I think that's so cool, though, because oftentimes what I see, because I've been in the entrepreneurship world for a long time, is that fear of, I don't have the business cards yet, I don't have QuickBooks yet, I don't have all this stuff. It will hold people back, right, from just doing it. And once you start doing it, then the rest can come. But you have the skills that you need. Who cares if it's on a text message or a piece of paper? Like, it's professionally done either way.
Come out. It'll come. It'll come with time.
Absolutely.
And it's been showing to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I can do this now. Obviously there's things I need to learn, and I'm not afraid to learn. And that's what I learned doing my maintenance job is, I don't know how to do this. And so I would either ask my supervisor. Sometimes we would call in a contractor, and I would piggyback off of them and be like, that makes far more sense than what I was trying to do. Like, this is silly. so I've been learning as I go, and it has shown me a lot. It's like, wow, I've been doing this wrong for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I could have cut out 45 minutes of work if I just would have just done that.
Right.
Instead, I went the long way around to get to the same answer. And I mean, it's been fun. It's
Good.
been a process.
Yeah.
But I don't regret it. My dad was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
He was a painter for my whole life until 5 years ago.
Okay. So then you have excellent painting skills too, then, right?
Yeah. Well, they're good. I mean, I wouldn't say they're excellent, but they are very well.
Probably better than most of us could do ourselves.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of tape because that makes you give a nice crisp
right,
line.
Absolutely.
Some people, like my dad, can freehand a straight line. Like, I can't do that.
Someday, maybe.
Well, I'll get there. But I do painting. Drywall is probably the easiest thing to do. I mean, they are the most common issues that I need. It's like, I want my bedroom painted. I'm like, no problem. Like it's the other ones that take time. That is what a lot of people turn away. They want their deck repaired. I'm like, well, that's.
And for especially for a big contractor, that's not really. They're busy building an entire, $1 million home. So to just do
replace 5 boards on my deck, they're like, I don't.
Yeah, but for an average homeowner, that might be out of their wheelhouse. And I mean, I love so much that you're starting this because as an agent, like one of the biggest things that I see, especially with like us younger folks or whatever, is that we weren't always taught like maintenance things or all this stuff. And so there's a lot of deferred maintenance that I see in a lot of the houses that I sell. So to know someone and just say, hey guys, call Everett, like he'll take care of you and make sure that your house is all spruced up. Like, I love that. And I think
saw that in the apartment maintenance field. Is like, there's a couple of guys that moved in together. I think it was last year, early 20s, like their first place out.
Should be able to fix all the things,
and so they called me. It's like, hey man, I need you to replace a light bulb.
Oh my goodness.
Huh? I
have heard that from some of my landlords though too. They're like, people call me for everything.
And I was like, a light bulb? He's like, yeah. I was like, you just unscrew it, take it out, put a new one and screw it back in. They're like, really? I thought we had to do the whole thing. And I was
my goodness.
So I mean, everybody has different upbringings, which is fine. But it's like, that one was a shocker to me. I was like, huh, all right, light bulbs. Like, perfect. I'll do that if you need your light bulb changed.
He will change your light bulb for you.
And it's just giving. My big thing is just giving back.
Absolutely.
And trying to make everybody happy. Because like I said, good karma brings good karma. And if I go out and I'm trying to screw you out of some money, like, it's gonna come back and bite you.
Right.
And it's not a good business strategy for me anyway. Maybe some other people fine. Not for me.
So what's one of the things that you wish people would quit doing? Like, I'm sure you've seen, like, stop doing this. People like, this is not good. Can you think of anything like that? Like,
within the maintenance field, like Drano.
Okay.
Don't use Drano. That is.
Don't use Drano.
Especially if you're a renter, your maintenance guys will hate you. I'll tell you, because if it doesn't work, then we have that in the sink or the tub. And we try to clean it out. So don't just call somebody.
Just call someone.
Call your maintenance guy before you do that. If you're a homeowner, you can call me. I'll unclog your drain, or I'll do my best. If I can't, it is what it is, and you can call a plumber. But Drano is not good. It's a good tool if it's used right, but it doesn't always work, and it just sits in your sink. So then you get it in your glove, and then it burns, and it's a hot mess. Use crystal heat. They're little crystals.
Okay.
Put those in your drain.
That's better. Good to know.
That's my go-to.
It's the craziest thing that someone's ever like had in their drain for children and stuff. Is it appropriate for? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was on call in the beginning of February. A lady called me at 5:30, pulled in the driveway, on-call phone rings. I'm like, that is
right when you're like, I just punched out and I gotta go right back.
Home.
Right,
I'm almost. Her toilet was clogged. So I went back. I pulled out a vape pen or a vape cartridge, those little square boxes. I'm like, at first I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I pulled it out, and it was still like charged, and it was like smoking because it was in the water. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
Well, she must have dropped it down the toilet on accident and didn't realize it. And
out of the jeans or something.
And so I was like, I found out your issue. And she's like, what is it? I'm like, well, there's a vape pen in here. And her teenage son was home
Oh.
alone, and so that turned into a whole situation. And like
Sorry,
nothing.
buddy.
And he's like, Mom, I ain't never seen that before. And I was
Oh my
like,
goodness.
she looked at me. I'm like, all right, well, it's time for me to go.
That's
I
funny.
mean, many of them little Hot Wheels cars and toilets from little
could
kids.
see that,
But
yeah.
that vape pen
The little
was
boys, yeah.
probably my favorite thing. I'm like, wow, that is not what I.
That's crazy. One time at the bar, we had some girl that swore up and down she lost her phone. She's like, someone stole my phone. Someone stole my phone. It's pinging here at the bar. It says it's here. Someone stole my phone. Your employees must have it. We're like, I swear to you, no one has your phone, nothing, whatever. The next day, the toilet in the women's bathroom is all clogged up. My husband goes in there with the stick, whatever, yanks it out. There's a cell phone in the toilet. So we called her back and was like, here's your phone.
In a baggie.
Yeah.
You take care of that.
It's crazy though that it was still pinging like its location, even though it had been flushed.
Toilets
So.
are a big thing. Also, if you are a homeowner or a renter, don't use those flushable wipes either.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those are
I tell
awful.
everybody that, yes, do not. Especially on a septic system, don't do that.
Yeah, they're not good.
Or in the trash.
They're not good. Don't use. You can use them, fine, but put them in the trash bag because that will mess your piping up royally, or clog them up. Not mess it up, but it will clog your stuff. Don't do that. Like they're good for people that need them, great, but put them in a trash bag,
right?
Because they will clog up your pipes faster than anything.
Perfect. So then again, we already went over best way to get a hold of you is Facebook, and then people can pretty much call you for anything that they would ask their husband to do or that they just don't have time to do. So, all right, guys, give Everett a call if you need some help around the house this spring, and talk to you guys next time.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
So excited for you.